last time together, while we were looking at God and who He is, we were looking at that part of His artistic character which makes God the ultimate, where He is greater than anyone and anything in every aspect. And so it should not surprise us that the kingdom of God is the same. The kingdom of God is dynamic. It's alive and active. It's not just some empty state of mundane bliss. There are a lot of people who, when looking at this world and seeing the brokenness, seeing the suffering, have come to believe that the only thing that we can hope for is merely to escape. And all they have to hope for is perhaps this non-existence or some sort of utopian state like nirvana or moksha, where all we do is just be absent, and where there is this peace, but it is an emptiness. But this is not at all what the kingdom is like. Remember, we said the kingdom is God's masterpiece work of art. If we were to travel around the world and look at all the great works of art, we would find that they inspire awe, that they fill us up, they lift us up. They don't bring us to a state of just emptiness. Even if they bring us to a place of peace, it is a peace that fills us. And this is what we find with God's kingdom. It fills us. It does not empty us. It wakes us up. It doesn't cause us to just be asleep and comfortable. The kingdom is for the purpose of engaging the world, not escaping it. It is fullness. Jesus said in chapter 10, verse 10 of the Gospel of John, "I came that they may have life and have it to the fullest." In the kingdom of God, we find that full life. Paul was describing it in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, saying, "Our earthly bodies were planted in the ground when they die, but they'll be raised to live forever. Buried in brokenness, but raised in glory. Buried in weakness, but raised in strength." We have so much to look forward to, but we also have so much even now. The kingdom of God is now. It is definitely still full of mystery. And there is still this tension of so much has happened already, and also this state of not yet. We have already received God's mercy and His forgiveness and His justification, but we have not yet seen that sin and evil have been completely destroyed. In John 14, verse 27, Jesus said, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world will give you. So let not your hearts be troubled or afraid." And in John 16, He said, "I've told you these things so that you may have peace." He tells us you will have trouble, but He has overcome. And in Hebrews, it describes it as a special rest for waiting for the people of God. So we are designed for dynamic living. We were designed to live at the fullest extremes of joy, the fullest extremes of compassion. And even we can experience those joys even when we feel we are at the fullest extreme of our suffering. And so we find this in all of the great works of art that we do. we find these two extremes, we find this tension, and we can bring that into our art because that reflects the kingdom. Our stories can have these extremes in them. Our films, our music, because they reflect a kingdom that is dynamic, a kingdom that is great at all levels and all extremes. Glory, extreme, ultimate, dynamic glory is what awaits us and what is even present now that we can experience even now already. Here and to come in the kingdom of God.